Welcome on Startup Greece Talks. On this episode, I'm going to welcome Fanny Giannou from Alithea Bio. Welcome, Fanny.
Thank you very much, Thanos.
It's a great pleasure having you, and it's a nice opportunity to talk and learn more about what you are doing. So thank you.
Yes, thanks for inviting me.
So before we dip deeper and learn more about what you are doing, I'm going to start with some very, very quick questions. Like mountain or sea?
Sea.
Sea. Paris or Rethymno?
Oh, that's a very difficult one. Paris during the week, Rethymno during the weekends.
Oh, wow, nice combo. Research or entrepreneurship?
Entrepreneurship.
Entrepreneurship. iOS or Android?
iOS.
iOS. Slack or Teams?
Slack.
Okay, very quick. You were very quick. The only difficult question for you was between Hanya, Rethymno, and Paris.
Exactly. That's a difficult one.
That's a difficult one. Great. So right now, let's start, and I would love to learn more about your background. So tell us more about who is Fanny, and what's your background, what you did before. And if you have ever thought that you're going to be an entrepreneur, it's going to be nice to learn. So take it from your early age.
Yeah, sure, thanks. So I was born and raised in Paris, France, and I'm the oldest of three siblings. And I think I always thought that I will be an entrepreneur at some point. But I started during my studies with a classical, let's say, career path, becoming a senior manager in corporates and international positions. I studied economics in Paris and in Berlin, and then thought maybe I should go for more politics. But quickly I jumped into the more of the finance bank field, and I really liked it because it was super high paced and very energetic and dynamic. And then I got the chance very, very early in my career to move abroad, to travel a lot, to build up new markets for French, big French companies, which were looking to expand in other EU countries. I was in the UK, in Milano, in Italy, and also in Germany, in Berlin. And so I let's say my DNA, it's also a bit of building up companies from scratch and building up teams, mainly market makers, business development and strategic teams. And during this time, I still had always a bit of interest building up something on my own. So I had smaller ventures in very different fields, like education for grown-ups or accessoires, several things, not startups back then. And at some point maybe what's maybe also important is, so my background, my father was working, my father is a Greek part of the family, was working in cancer research, and so I came across several possible therapies at the very early age, and I was very interested into looking all the development and the really amazing therapies that are being developed into this field. And at some point I met my co-founder, who was at the moment a professor at the university. He's an expert in therapies against cancer disease. And I thought, my God, your technology is so fantastic that you can really save lives. Let's do it on our own. He was not convinced straight ahead because BioTech is the field in which we are working, and life science, medtech, is very capital hungry and let's say complicated to build up.
And it takes time, too much time.
It takes a lot of time.
Research is, the basis, but when you would like to commercialize the research, it's going to take too much time.
Exactly. So my task was to find out business models, how to make it, let's say, more financially more viable to build up our own startup. It took me 2 years to convince him, and then we sat down with also our third co-founder, who believed in the idea straight ahead. So we are a team of, or the co-founders were a team of 4 now, and it was straight ahead, very clear who does what. So my co-founder is the scientific part. I take part of the business, HR, legal. The other one is our CFO, so financial. And then we realized very quickly that we have a lot of data. So maybe I can tell a bit. Alithea, we named our company Alithea. So today in Greek it means truth, right? But the ancient language, it was about putting light on something and to bring it to light.
Epiphany. Yeah.
Yes. So that's is what we are doing. We developed proprietary technology, and we make the invisible visible on the tumor cells. So we read data that never were read before that. So this data we continued producing, reading really tissues, and we put all together in a database. And that was the start, let's say, of our business model, how to sell a SaaS product, software as a service, to biotech and pharma companies who are the drug developers. So that was also, let's say, an easier way of funding our company without developing drugs ourselves.
So what is Alithea Bio? I mean, what is now Alithea Bio?
Yeah. So we are revolutionizing immunotherapies against cancer disease. Immunotherapies are novel therapies, super powerful, very potent. They educate the immune system and so that it's boosted and kills on its own cancer tissues, cancer cells. So they are super good. Still, they are so strong that they might also harm healthy tissues. So Alithea, we make sure to say, okay, this drug will have this effect or not on this and this patient. So we go towards precision medicine, where each cancer patient, based on our technology, receives the best treatment, the best immunotherapy for his or her disease, and also without side effects of harming healthy organs.
Okay, and it's maybe possible to use the data, but data and the ethics and all of that. How you get the data? And I think every single investor is asking you how and how you manage. What are you doing with the data, and where do you get this data?
Yeah. So our process is very simple. We get human tissues. We work with human tissues. HLA is the name, human leukocyte antigen, is what we're looking at. And on these tissues, we have from the beginning on some collaboration with academic centers who deliver us the samples. We read them, we measure them with technologies called mass spectrometry. And then with AI, big data, and bioinformatics, we analyze this data and produce knowledge around this raw data we have. So either academic partners or clinical partners, and also, of course, our customers, biotech and pharma drug developers who deliver tissues.
So,
sorry, because you speak about a very important point, ethics. They are always anonymized. We always ask for, we have standards to make sure the source where the tissues come from and so on and so forth. And we don't have this, let's say, problem of, you cannot drive, exactly.
Everything is anonymous.
Yes, and also from the data we receive from the protein data, you cannot drive it back to one person. So that's the good part of it.
Awesome. And where are you right now? And what stage are you? Have you up and running program as SaaS? It's up and running, or you are still on the development side, on the research side? Where are you right now?
So we founded 2019. COVID came a bit later. So I would say really the business started 2021, 22. And we had already from the beginning, it was also the reason why we left our other jobs, let's say corporate jobs, and joined Alithea 100%, requests from biotech customers who were developing, so immunotherapies are really booming, who were developing novel drug targets and who needed to have this data from us, because it's not that, so my co-founder has experienced more than 15 years, so it's very specialized expertise. And so this is how we started. So we had recurrent revenues from customers asking us to analyze their development of their drugs on human tissues. And then during this time, we also built up the SaaS business. So right now we have 2 revenue streams from the collaborations with biopharma customers, and also through the SaaS business, which we sell as a year license to academia, biotech, pharma, clinics, and so on.
So it started like a consulting service, and then you move it like...
Fee for service, yes.
Okay, awesome. And then you are developing the SaaS model.
Exactly.
So great. Tell us more, because you know when you are on the first steps and you are looking for the first customers, and it was like you had them very, very quick and easy. Is it an easy process, or it matters? You know, the background, the network. You know, maybe your co-founder was connected with for research reasons with these biopharma companies, and has already the contacts, or you did it, and how at the end of the day, how did you get these customers, and how is it to get customers like this?
Yeah, that's a super good question. Thanks for asking. No, it's not easy, and you really have to stick to find out. The most difficult thing is find out what your USP is from the beginning on, what makes you different. And the process of us thinking, okay, why is our product better than the others, is a long process, and it's not that clear from the beginning, because you're so in depth in your product and you're so convinced about it. But the thing is, how do I convince the others? So we started with pilot customers. And to get the first customer is the most difficult, let's say, and then with small projects. And then we said, okay, if you're happy, satisfied, let's go for the next one. So at the beginning, we were not that hungry of having, you know, big revenues, but it was more proof of concept, MVP from the database, and so on. So we started with people, that's what we offer. It's an MVP. Would you go for it? And let's put things together, give us feedback, so that we improve.
Even for the first customer,
yeah.
What was the difficulties that you faced in order to, let's say, to get the trust, or you had it already and it was easy to get it on board?
No, we had to prove. So the first customer said, let's see, show me what you can. So that was cool. We had, like, the door was a bit open, but the thing was to get in there and say, we are here to stay, right? We didn't have any running processes. We were really starting. Brilliant. We didn't have any own mass spectrometer, so we had to outsource bioinformatics and so on. So I am not a lab person. I went to the lab and started pipetting and so on. So we really put everything we had to make it awesome at the beginning from the first customer. And indeed, the first customer, it was not that great as we hoped. The data were not that fantastic, and then we said, okay, that was it, right? And then a couple of weeks later, someone else contacts us and says, yeah, I heard you work with those guys, and they said you have potential. And then it's so we were, let's say, courageous enough to say, yes, let's try it, trust us, it will get out, we can get out something out of it. they were not that satisfied, but the next one was actually, until today, it is our biggest customer.
Wow.
And we continue having projects with them and working with them. So yeah, the beginning is not that easy, but don't give up, continue, USPs, think really about, and visibility, very difficult. So for us, the most important channel are conferences, international. We are in an international market. So be present. And for a startup, it's a lot of money, right? Where you invest and don't know exactly. So we really targeted which conferences are exactly where our customers are going. So we started really niche and then expand it.
Awesome. And as you said that the market is international, let's talk about the market. What's the market? How big is the market?
The market is huge. It's a new market. It's really booming. So until a couple of weeks ago, there was only one immunotherapy on the market, which was already through the approval process in the US. And 4 weeks ago, there is the second immunotherapy approval on the market. So you can imagine, and fantastic, really amazing results. So you can imagine that the demand, or really the field, is booming. If we take only one, so immunotherapy is a large, let's say, topic, but if we take really one part of the therapies, it's called TCR T-cell therapies. It's expected to grow to 6.5 billion US dollar. And the growth is 29% compound annual growth. Yeah.
Wow, crazy.
Yeah.
And is it better to do it in Europe or in the US? And are there customers that you have already there or here? Because I've seen that investments on the fields of biotech, there is the gap between the two continents are huge.
Yeah. Also very good question. We started here. So we are based in Germany. Now we expanded. We had at the beginning a small lab in Strasbourg in France, the company in Germany, and then we were looking for possibilities to have bigger labs, hire people. So the place to be for biotech in Germany at the moment is Berlin. Because the whole ecosystem around biotech is there. So we went into there, and then we of course, the market's international, and we started collaborating with the, let's say, ecosystem around. So it's mainly Switzerland, France, UK, a bit Germany, and very quickly the US, indeed. And the conferences are international, so mainly the US. Now we have a team of 11 people. We have received also 3 grants, one research grant with a UK company. Now I have been very proud to have been awarded with the Women TechEU award. There is also a grant linked to it. And now we are looking for, further international collaborations with academia and clinical centers, because the vision ultimately is with our technology to go into the clinic, so that we go from the patient, we analyze with our technology the immune system of the patient to say, okay, which of the immune therapies is the best for each cancer patient. And that's an international market. In Europe, at the moment, it's difficult because, of approvals, regulations. So we are expanding indeed with a legal entity to the US.
Awesome. And talking about the US, I would like to ask you about the competition. Is it strong? Is it there? As you said before, that there was only one company that producing developing solutions for immunotherapy.
Yeah.
But are there any other players there?
Yeah.
What have you seen, or there are in other sectors or another, let's say, a different type of diseases?
Yeah, so our field is not only for cancer, but we specialize really our expertise on cancer as a starting point, but we can use our technology also for other autoimmune diseases like lupus, diabetes, and some others. But now we are really focusing on cancer. So the competition is, of course, is there. We have decided from the beginning on that we are not going to develop drugs ourselves. So we are supporting drug developers to accelerate the development of safer, very important, and more efficient immunotherapies. In this field, there are mainly North America and Canada, bigger players. Where we are unique is that we are the only ones who have this database. So it's called HLA Compass. HLA peptide database is world's largest database until now. And also we exceed competition. We have improved the technology so far that we have a very, very good sensitivity to read 80% more data than our competition. And that already puts us in a very strong place, of course. But we still want to be the leaders in our market, in our field. That's why we are now also, so we are at the crossroad between science, big data, and AI. And we now are fundraising to to empower or enrich our database even more to become really a leader in our field.
Very good. So let's talk about fundraising. And are you raising any money? What are your thoughts? Are you looking for a strategic investor, or you're looking for angels? Where are you right now on that?
Yeah, so as I told you, I think it's very not uncommon for biotech that we have already revenues. So from the beginning, we're cash flow positive. This year, we will reach 1 million euros revenues. And we have conducted more than 30 customer projects. Still, we decided to fundraise. We're raising 1.2 million. We have already committed 500K from business angels, and to especially improve our AI, our models, and our data analysis. So we have a collaboration with Bruker. It's a industrial manufacturer of the machines we're using, the mass spectrometer. And we have a lot of ideas and a lot of development possibilities with them. And we have been invited, now accepted from NVIDIA. We were in Silicon Valley in June, and with their program, they have built up several large language models for biotechs to better screen and detect novel targets for immunotherapies. So that's our main, let's say, collaborations now with whom we are building up our product for the clinic.
You said you have already 500K commitments from investors.
Yeah.
Is there any specific investor that you are targeting? I mean, are you looking for strategic investment to follow up, to be part of this round, or you are still looking for other business angels?
Yes, we are looking for a lead business angel, preferably someone who can, of course, who believes in our vision. Our vision is really a world without cancer. So we, of course, want to be fast in this direction, together with a business angel, and maybe also someone who has already knowledge about clinical products, regulation, and so on, to bring our products more forward. So we are looking for a lead investor.
And where this money gonna go? I mean, you said before to train better our AI model. Yeah. And what else is needed in order to be on the next level, and for how long you're gonna use this money? Yeah,
so infrastructure for the AI models. We need stronger service and so on and so forth. People. We are hiring bioinformaticians and AI specialists who will
develop,
so that we can, yeah, it was the discussion or the decision, buy or make. a classical startup, and we decided to, with this collaboration with NVIDIA, to hire internal people to build or to expand our model. And the most costly, let's say, is how to get data. So quality of the data is super important, of course. It's the most important. So to get tissues, this collaboration and the business development people who not only look for customers, but also we really need to be at the forefront of innovation with academia internationally, with clinical centers. Exactly. So that's where we will invest the money. The runway we are thinking about is 18 months.
Awesome. So you told us about collaborations and partnerships. You are looking for what is the ideal institutions that you are looking to collaborate with?
Yeah, so we are we are already collaborating with academic centers, which are looking at so it's the name is HLA peptide, so human leukocyte antigen, and are interested in finding new targets. So we are interested in working with academia who is looking into novel targets or target validation. And our USP is we are the only ones who really look into, it's called off-target toxicity, meaning the toxicity of drugs on healthy tissues. So those are the fields in which we are working, of course, cancer research.
As well. Okay, awesome. And let's jump to the team. And before you told us about the 4 co-founders, that you are 4 co-founders and what you are doing, each one of you. Why, and tell us more, how big is the team? Yeah. I think it's about 10 people.
Exactly. We're 10, about to have now 11th person. So mainly we have the best team. We really looked to hire from the beginning experts in each of the fields. So mainly we have a scientific team of people in genomics, proteomics. So the biology, let's say, we are a scientific startup, so it was very important to have really the best people on board. And now we are expanding also with the database. We have already in-house informaticians, so full-stack developers, bioinformaticians, and now we are expanding the team with more bioinformaticians and AI competence.
Is it enough to have, let's say, the best skill set, I mean the best people in the research, or is it needed something more? And the question is why you and why now it's needed to do it and to get the investment and do the next steps.
Yeah, that's also you ask one very important question: how difficult or easy is it to get the customers? It's the same question: how difficult or easy it is to hire the first people as a startup. So my co-founder Hagen, our CFO, he was like, who would like to work for a startup where you are looking for people who are really experts in what they are doing, like they have good academic positions in general? And yes, at the beginning it was not easy, so we had really to find the people. And as you say, expertise, being really a good scientist is not everything to work in a startup. You need the mindset which goes in it. You need really, those people really wake up in the morning and they are motivated to work towards our vision, a world without cancer, and they are innovating each and every day. So it's amazing, this intrinsic motivation they bring, but also to be in a small team where you have at the beginning nothing, right? Where you have to do everything. So yeah, it's special skill set. And then when you get the first people, then you realize an anecdote. The next job description we have published. It was the first one was like 12, 20, between 12 and 20. CVs we received, and a couple of job description later in June, looking for a full stack developer with bioinformatics. we received 238 applications. So it's very fast-paced startup. You cannot say, okay, it's like this and it will stay like this. Our objectives, our goals, we have to set new ones almost every month. So it's really things happening, things going on. And we really managed this year to purchase our own mass spectrometer, to have a bigger lab in Berlin, to have people in there. And now, let's say we are on a good, positive, very positive wave. We have signed with our second now big pharma customer, which is also super important, also proof of concept, let's say, for us, for our products. And yeah, now I'm much more positive that we will also attract people who fit well to what we are building.
So the most important thing of a startup company is the team. And
absolutely.
The team help you to go to the next stage. So you think that you have the right team, you are on a field that has a great potential, and of course it's a blue ocean. The cause, it's very important as well, and you are a cause, let's say, driven company. It's great to hear that, and it's great to learn more that a semi-Greek is working for that cause. So I would like to now ask you some more about the trends and the industry that you are, to share with us some insights for biotech and the specific niche that you have entered.
So the field in which we are is already only taken from the scientific point of view, booming, really amazing what is happening in the field. So we can take our niche, really immunotherapies, CAR T-cell therapies, TCR T-cell therapies. They are really booming, expanding, having great results. And on the other hand, if you also see the Nobel Prize for chemistry or physics, where is really combination of big data and large models, so AI combines with the pure, let's say, biology and science, it's just, we cannot even imagine where this field is going to develop within the next 5 years from now. So we were able to see, so that's also a positive thing of being a startup, right? You are very flexible, very quick. You are grabbing what's happening around and what your customer wants. So we don't develop products because for the beauty of product development, we develop what our customers want us to have with feedback, iteration, and so on. And that's what's brought us also to build a database and to become from a biotech company now a tech bio. Also the recognition of the EU with a tech award that we really managed to pivot last year already into this direction of course, we are biological team, scientific team, but technology takes a very important role, and it's central. So 2 years ago, you would ask me, would you do something with AI or something? I don't see really how it fits. And like within 24 months is really fantastic. Really, I see as a huge opportunity to use all this new technology, because we have fantastic data. We have great people who look at it, and it's only to support getting results quicker, having more hypotheses, failing fast, retrying, and so on. So I see this, yes, hand-in-hand, technology, science, and everything which will come within the next time, which I don't know what it is yet, that it will be just, yeah, amazing. So
how far we are from the cure? the question.
The cure, yes, the cure. We have a lot of therapies. Where is very important, but that's also important to keep this in mind, is clinical trials. You don't want to bring out, and that's why the approvals
take time.
They are cumbersome, they take time, but they are important because you want people to get cured for the from cancer or the disease, and not to get other problems because of the therapy, and that takes time, and that's important. The last thing you want to do is to try it on people, right? But there are really, I know from 2 new therapies that will go into approval during the next few months. So I think we are on a very, very good, very, very positive way of having at least a lot of possibilities, a lot more than we have now.
Awesome. So tell us more about what motivates you and what makes you work with this passion on this very remarkable, let's say, cause. And if you could share also a quote, it could be a nice idea.
What motivates me? I love building things, so starting from scratch. And I have this curiosity of, okay, let's see which path we have to take to go here or there. So I like it really fast-paced, and it's a bit contradictory to science and innovation. And that's what I really love working with this team, and that's really motivates me. Those people who have such amazing knowledge about, like the tiniest pieces of our human system, and bringing this, translating it into products. So that's really what drives me to bring something that we are really in tiny pieces working on in the lab to the world. And also working with our customers, really the drug developers, they are just amazing, fantastic companies who really want to bring cure treatments to people. So that's also something I had to learn, right? And that's what keeps me really motivated and curious. A quote. I have so many quotes or things. I think the most important, what we learned, what we didn't know, so with my co-founders, it was, at some point you have to decide, am I going the venture capitalist way? Am I continuing bootstrapping? Do I position myself, and so on? And I think we were courageous enough, or maybe naive, I don't know, we will see, to say, okay, yes, they did it like this, they did it like that, let's do it our way. And I think that's the most important thing, that we are true to our values. We know, we have the vision, we know where we want to go. And the way there, sometimes it's not that clear, but we always decide, okay, that's, our thing. We don't always have to have the proof that it's someone else did it. We were not sure from the beginning how it will go, but now we know that, okay, it worked until now, and let's see how our needs, how our values fit to the decision, and not the other way around. And it makes us maybe sometimes slower, sometimes not that 100% sure, like going out and saying, hey, I want to do this and that, I want this money, but it keeps us, let's say, on the track to what we really want to bring, and that's the clinical product for each cancer patient.
Great. So let's relax a little bit, and I'm going to ask you, you're based in Berlin, and you have some roots from Greece. What do you miss from Greece?
I think that's difficult to describe, not being there, but I think I have been in really fantastic, beautiful places, but I think this light, what you have when you get out of the plane in Crete or in Athens, is just, yes, amazing. Of course, the weather, but I think that what the most important, or for me, what the most special thing is the light.
Light, you mean energy? Or
No, I mean really this clarity.
sun, clarity.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
the atmosphere clarity.
Yeah, very so. And I think that's maybe also why I came to the name Alithea. This really, you cannot hide something, right? It's the light and the clarity is there. It's very present. That nature takes it over more than like you can hide, kind of. I love of course, the mentality, the people being friendly, relaxed, living, and having, yeah, let's say not maybe in Europe or Central Europe, Western Europe, we have more this very working culture, and all it's heavy and difficult, and I feel like in Greece it's more like not that cumbersome. Like I don't know, solutions come easier, contacts come easier, and that's nice.
That's awesome. So it was a great pleasure having you, and you know, I would like to wish you the best, and not only for you, but for the humanity and for the cure of our, you know, people. So good luck, and I wish you the best.
Thank you very much. I wish you all the best as well.
Awesome.